All right, the trades are starting to come in hot and heavy now. The Dallas Stars have gotten into the action, acquiring Michael Bunting from the Nashville Predators for a third-round pick. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I don't want to dub a guy the new Mike Sillinger, but Michael Bunting is quickly becoming the new Mike Sillinger. Mike Sillinger, for the kids who are too young, maybe you don't know, he played for like a dozen NHL teams, which I believe is the still standing record. But this is an unbelievable stat from Adam Vingen, who covers the Nashville Predators. This is the third consecutive season that Bunting has been moved at the deadline. 2024, he was a part of the Jake Gensel trade, so he went from Carolina to Pittsburgh. In 2025, just last season, he went from Pittsburgh to Nashville for Tommy Novak and Luke Schenn. We'll get back to that in a second. And then this year, obviously, he was traded to Dallas for a third-round pick. So the Dallas Stars are about to become Michael Bunting's sixth NHL team. You can look at that a lot of different ways. You might look at that like, oh man, he can't ever stay in one place. That'd be the glass half empty approach. Glass half full? Lots of teams want him. And why wouldn't you want him? Michael Bunting, aside from just being a rat of a player, has consistently scored at least a half a point a game rate, if not higher. He had back-to-back 23-goal seasons with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was his big breakout, 63 points and 49 points, respectively. The next season, split between Carolina and Pittsburgh, he had 19 goals, over 50 points. Last year, split between Pittsburgh and Nashville, he dropped to 38 points, still had 19 goals. And this season, he has almost identical production to what he had before the trade deadline last year. Last year, in 58 games with the Penguins, he had 14 goals, 15 assists, 29 points. This year, in 61 games, 13 goals, 18 assists, 31 points. This player can produce in your middle six, maybe even top six if you really need it. Although, I'm not sure how much Dallas needs it. They are stacked. And they are looking to be an exhausting night. Dude, you got to go up against Jamie Benn. I know he's old, but he's still Jamie Benn. And the likes of Sam Steele. And you got Michael Bunting in there now. You got all the high-end talent. You're going to get grinded in the defensive end. You're going to have a hard time beating their goalies. You're going to have a hard time shutting them down. You're going to have a hard time with the Dallas Stars. It's not fun. But the reason I wanted to talk about last year's trade deadline is because I think the Nashville Predators have had, after a pretty rough run of transactions, they've done all right over the past few days, acquiring all kinds of picks. They did really well on the Michael McCarron trade. I couldn't believe the return they got for him. But what the Preds have done with Michael Bunting is a disaster class in asset management. Let's go back to last year. The Predators had Tommy Novak and Luke Schenn. They traded both of them to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Michael Bunting, who's a good player, and he was a good player for the Nashville Predators. This has nothing to do with Bunting. Bunting has 31 points so far this season. Tommy Novak has 33. They're forwards who make nearly the same amount of money and have nearly the same amount of points, which leaves Luke Schenn, who was the other part of this deal, who never played a game for the Pittsburgh Penguins, by the way, because they flipped him to the Winnipeg Jets for a second and a fourth. A second this draft from the Winnipeg Jets, and a fourth next year. Why couldn't Nashville have done that? But that's spilt milk. That's from last year. Michael Bunting plays pretty well for you. You know, he did all right. And unfortunately, you're sellers because you don't think you're going to make it to the playoffs. And what you get in return for Michael Bunting is a third-round pick? Yeah, no, sorry, that sucks. Dallas paid a good price for this player. A 2026 third, and it's not even yours. It's one that they got from Seattle for Mason Marchment, who's not even with Seattle anymore. I think this was real tidy work from the Pittsburgh Penguins last year. I think it's real tidy work from the Dallas Stars this year. From the Nashville Predators, you're just taking what you can get, I guess. Well, one thing I am excited to see with Michael Bunting is him have a legitimate chance at a Stanley Cup. Of course, it seems like a collision course that the Stars are going to play the Wild, I guess. Maybe the Avs, probably the Wild in the first round, which sucks. Like, your first two rounds could be the Wild and the Avalanche, or the Avalanche and then the Wild. But it's worth asking, what's Michael Bunting been like in the playoffs? Well, he hasn't been there for a few years. He was there in 2022 and in 2023 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In 2022, he had 6 games, a goal, 2 assists, 3 points. If I'm not mistaken, he was coming off an injury. In 2023, he had a goal and an assist in 7 games. Wait, why did he only play 7 games? Oh, he got suspended 3 games, right. Yeah, he blew up Eric Chernak. I forgot about that. Oh, it wouldn't be a Leaf playoff run without a first-round suspension from your local hothead. But he was a hothead we loved, and I think he's a hothead Dallas Stars fans are going to love. Like, just looking at the lines that the Dallas Stars have here on Daily Faceoff, I could easily see Michael Bunting slotting in to the second line next to Duchesne and Ben. I could see him on the third line. I could see him helping you out in a number of ways. And he'll probably play on your power play as well, even if it's only the second unit. And the dude is a motor mouth. He does not get tired. And he's not afraid to get into the dirty areas. He's not the biggest guy, but he's not afraid to take a beating either, which is something that little guys with a big mouth have to do from time to time. But he knows that. So, all in all, this deal in a vacuum for Nashville, it's not the greatest. You continue to accumulate picks, which is good. A third rounder is not going to help you much for a few years unless you use it to move up or something, which is definitely something Nashville can do. And I mean, it's, third rounder's worse than better than a kick in the pants. I still can't help but look back at acquiring Bunting last year and then what you managed to turn him into and look at that and go, you didn't do a great job there. When it comes to the Dallas Stars, yeah, that's a good player. He does have some defensive warts, but the Stars have the tools to hide them if they need to. And the thing that I'm really dying to know, do the Stars end up getting someone else? And is that someone else Nazem Kadri? Because the one thing we didn't get to see in Toronto that I would have died to see in Toronto is those two nuts on the same team. Dude, you could put them on the same line if you really wanted. Can you imagine? Well, let me know exactly what you can imagine in the comments down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to tell your friends. SDPN, we're your place for all things NHL trade deadline over the next 24 hours and 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a stream culminating everything from the trade deadline. SDPN YouTube channel, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly. Potentially. Most of the time it is. Hey, listen, if you like what SDPN has to offer, you should check out more of our videos and subscribe to our channel by clicking subscribe, or Steve will find you.